Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by Unibet. Don't forget, check out their brilliant articles. The link is in the description. Some fantastic articles on players linked with Arsenal, general football stuff, all in the world of football right now. Check it out there from Unibet. And as I said, the link is in the description. Excellent stuff there. And also, just before I start the show, I want to wish a very happy 50th birthday for today to Amanda from Gooner Girls. Big her up from all of the Highbury squad. Love Amanda. She could be very feisty. You know what I love about Amanda? She always tells it as it is. She'd be like, Robbie! Right? She gives it as it is. But happy 50th birthday. Can't believe she's 50, man. She don't look 50. No chance. But well done to Amanda, and keep supporting Arsenal. She's a massive Gooner. One of those Gooners that were there in 1989. She was there at the game. So big it up to Amanda. Now, can we emulate those feats of 1989? All right, we're way off of that at the moment. But if we bring in Nicolas Pepe, it gives us a big boost to trying to get back into that top four. And it is looking like it is going to get done. Nicolas Pepe is set to have a medical today, according to a lot of reports. It's all been agreed. We knew already with Lille, the club that he plays for. It's all been agreed with his representatives, and it's all now been agreed with Nicolas Pepe, unless there's a last-minute pull-out, which, you know, these things can happen. But it's not looking likely at the moment. Nicolas Pepe will become an Arsenal player for the cost of £72 million plus some reported add-ons, and a massive, massive coup for Arsenal, especially when you see, start to read about how this deal might be structured, which is paid for over a couple of seasons to Lille. It's fantastic business by Arsenal, exactly why they bought in Raul Sanelli. The other significant thing about this one is that you look at some of the people involved in this deal. Apparently, the agent George Mendes, who previously, under Dick Law and Arsene Wenger, Arsenal refused to deal with these type of agents. They are now dealing with these agents. And I always used to argue back in the day doing Transfer Daily that, listen, if you don't deal with these type of guys, how are you ever going to get some of the biggest players and biggest names out of there, because they're so influential with them, or they manage them. So it's going to be massive if we pull off this deal. £72 million, as I said, in instalments. It will break Arsenal's previous record in the transfer market, which was Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, of around about 60 million. And it will be the biggest transfer of the window so far in the Premier League. Remember, he was wanted by some of the biggest clubs in Europe. Napoli thought they had him, thought the deal was done. This is why I'm a bit cautious, slightly cautious about this, because he had agreed to join Napoli. But his representative said that he turned Napoli down because he thought that Arsenal was more appealing as a sporting project, and of course financially. So massive coup for Arsenal. Liverpool were after him. PSG very interested in him. They were said to be looking to, if they got rid of Neymar, to replace him with Nicolas Pepe. That's how high they rate him. Manchester United were interested in him. I mean, very interested now that a lot of these fans from other clubs that were interested in him all of a sudden are now saying, he's all right, he's not world class. Listen, I think it's too early to say he's world class. He's had a fantastic season, brilliant season. But maybe, you know, the world-class tag would be too much to put on him right now, because it has been a magnificent season. But certainly what you can say about him is that he is one of the hottest players in Europe at the moment. If you only got to look at his stats, 22 goals in a Liga earned last season, 11 assists. You know, all the teams in Liga looked on him as a deadly player, you know, and he basically took Lille from, I think, the previous season, what they finished about 15th, 16th, 17th, somewhere around there, to second place in the league. He was one of the main factors in that. So it's going to be a great signing. And as we've all said, an attack with Nicolas Pepe, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alexander Lacazette. That is frightening to any team in the Premier League, any team. So I think it's a very, very positive signing. You know what I mean? Remember about 2 weeks ago, all of us were in a really negative mood, you know, really negative mood about Arsenal's transfers. The whole process so far this had been slow. We were told we only had 40 million to spend. And then all of a sudden, it's gone from negative to positive. We got the Saliba deal over the line. Dani Ceballos came in on loan. So we've filled a lot of the holes there. And, of course, now this deal, I mean, this has just blown everybody out of the water. So it'll be fantastic business once Nicolas Pepe has signed on that line and unveiled. And fans are getting excited. Remember when we signed Aubameyang and they were tracking the plane? I don't know if they'll be doing that on Pepe, but I'm sure there's some fans on the lookout. I saw some guy yesterday saying that he'd seen that a private jet had been had been chartered to leave from France to come to England, and they weren't stating the name of the person on it. They're tracking it already. So fans really excited about this, and why not? It will be a fantastic signing. But as lots of people have pointed out, what about defence? Defence, right? Because we saw the problems again when we watched that game, the Emirates Cup, where we lost that game. A game we should have won, and again 2 defensive errors in the game. Well, Daniel Regani is the guy that it looks like Arsenal are really looking at. Arsenal said to be willing to pay a 4.5 million loan deal to get him in, with an option at the end of that to buy him. Of course, Regani currently plays for Juventus. He made 20 appearances last season in all competitions, so wasn't featuring on a week-to-week basis. And now, to make things worse for him, they brought in Matthijs de Ligt from Ajax. So his game time could be really limited. Of course, they got Koscielny, they got Bonucci as well. And Arsenal would love to bring him in on loan. I think it would make perfect sense to get him in on a loan deal. Wouldn't cost a king's ransom. They'd be able to take a close look at him to see if he's exactly what they need. And if he is, then they could get him on a permanent. If he's not, they move him on, and Saliba comes in next season. So it would be a brilliant bit of business if Arsenal could get it done. May not be as easy as we think. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Certainly, if they could get this one done, it would be great news for Arsenal. And then there's a Kieran Tierney thing. Again, Arsenal said to be very optimistic to get this deal done. Tierney can play. Tierney, of course, as a left back, can also play as a right back, a centre back. Really, really talented. I saw yesterday that Virgil van Dijk was talking him up and saying that he feels that Kieran Tierney definitely has what it takes to succeed in the Premier League. Of course, he played with Tierney at his time with Celtic, and that would be a great sign. And if we can get those done, Pepe, Tierney, Regani, say, and then you think about, with Saliba, all right, he's gone back, Ceballos, Gabriel Martinelli, it would have been a brilliant transfer window by Arsenal. And when was the last time we said that? Not for a long time. Last time I was so excited is when we signed Aubameyang. And, you see what happens sometimes when you sign quality players. How good has Aubameyang been since he's been here at Arsenal? And, of course, I'm sure everybody agrees there's a lot of players we need to get out. Now, rumours yesterday that Monaco have made an inquiry about Squadran Mustafi. Mustafi, of course, under a lot of pressure at the moment. Got booed when he came onto the pitch over there in America. Got booed at the Emirates Cup. I said yesterday I really don't like what I'm seeing with all this sort of stuff. It's wrong. It's completely wrong for one of our players to be getting booed before he's even kicked a ball on the pitch. However, the fans are definitely, he's the scapegoat right now. The fans are not really having him at all. He's made lots of mistakes for Arsenal in the final in Baku, again in the Emirates Cup the other day. He's a decent defender, but prone to lots of mistakes. We bought him for £35 million in 2016. Arsenal apparently said they're willing to sell him, but they want around about £27 million for him. They might struggle to get that, I'll tell you that. But Monaco have made an inquiry about Mustafi, so could Mustafi be on his way out? And what about Koscielny? Again, you know, he's training with kids at the moment. After his escapades, you know, refusing to go on tour to the States. Arsenal desperately trying to get rid of him as well, but they want a fee for him. They're not going to let him go for free. Will Bordeaux come in for him for round about the fee that Arsenal looking? Says to be anything from £8 to £10 million. Lyon perhaps maybe, or Marseille. Those are some of the clubs being linked with him. Rennes have already said that they're no longer interested. What will happen with Koscielny? And also I want to ask this question. I'm going to do this in a poll today because we were sort of discussing this one yesterday amongst the team. Would you have Koscielny back in the first team squad? If he came back and he apologised and said, listen, I'm really sorry for what I've done. I realise I made a mistake. I want to get back into the first team. Would you keep Koscielny in that squad? Or would you just say, no, sorry, mate. You know, what you did is unforgivable. Off you go. Would love to hear from you guys in a poll today. And also, you know what I'd like to hear from in the comments? Because another thing we were discussing yesterday, and I think it was Heavy D who was making a point in his interview when we interviewed him on Sunday, saying we need defenders. Who is that defender? He was saying £72 million we should be spending that on a defender. Who is that defender, though, that you can spend £72 million on and bring into Arsenal? That is the question I was asking a lot of my team yesterday. I was asking some of my friends. Because the thing is about it is that, do we just really want to get more average defenders, replace average with average? I mean, that's why I think the Regani thing makes sense on loan, because £72 million is not going to get you Harry Maguire. I saw yesterday Leicester now pushing the price up even more, saying that, you know, they want like £90 million for him. You know what I mean? So that's ridiculous. £72 million wouldn't get you Harry Maguire. And then who out there is that sort of, because the sort of defender I would like to see Arsenal buy, centre-back, is like virtually like a Van Dijk. That's what I'd love to see, a player of that ilk. Now, which player like that out there is available to buy right now? When I was really thinking about it, I just can't think of anybody. You know, if I had my 70 million to spend on a defender, who that person would be. I mean, so it's either you go and you get like a sort of decent player that hopefully is going to become even better. You can do that. You can look at certain targets out there and bring those in. But who's that real top class, top quality centre-back that's available, you know, that would leave the club that he's at if the money was right to come to Arsenal? I'd really love to hear from you guys in the comments. You always come up with good people. Let me know, and we'll go through some of those tomorrow. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget, check out Unibet. The link is in the description to check out their articles. And we will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, Nicolas Pepe might have signed by then. We're going to be on our way to France, by the way, because we're going to take in that game where Arsenal playing Angers. And hopefully, whilst we're in France, we'll be seeing Pepe holding up that shirt. It'd be brilliant.